Bienvenidos una semana más a Ópera Judaica. Hoy presentaremos una obra sorprendente en su formato, compuesta en 1993 por el judío estadounidense Steve Reich. Nos referimos a The Cave, la Cueva, para la que contó con la colaboración de su esposa, la videoartista Beryl Korot. La obra, en 3 actos, es descrita como una pieza teatral de vídeo de música documental y se organiza alrededor de una proyección de vídeo en 5 grandes pantallas con un conjunto de percusión, voces y cuerdas tocando en vivo bajo ella. En el relato bíblico, Abraham compra la cueva de la Macpelá a Hebrón, el hitita, para enterrar a su esposa Sara. La cueva de los patriarcas, como desde entonces se conoce, se convirtió en el lugar de reposo final no solo de Sara, sino también del propio Abraham y sus descendientes. La cueva, situada en la ciudad de Hebrón, tiene alrededor aún el muro que Herodes erigió, así como las ruinas de una iglesia bizantina y la mezquita construida en el siglo XII. Es el único lugar de la tierra donde judíos y musulmanes rezan, aunque por turnos. En esta obra, Steve Reich exploró las diferentes raíces del judaísmo, cristianismo e islam mediante una confrontación con la historia bíblica. La obra narra el relato de Abraham y simultáneamente en la pantalla van apareciendo las entrevistas de vídeo de personajes contemporáneos. Las preguntas que se hacen son solamente 5. ¿Quién es para ti Abraham? ¿Quién es Sará? ¿Quién es Hagar? ¿Quién es Ismael? ¿Y quién es Isaac? En el primer acto se formulan a personajes israelíes, en el segundo a palestinos y en el tercero a estadounidenses. Las preguntas son repetidas musicalmente por el ensamble. La oiremos en una grabación de 1996 con Paul Hillier al frente del Steve Reich Ensemble, formado por las sopranos Cheryl Benzman-Rowe, Marion Beckenstein, el tenor James Bassi y el barítono Hugo Munday, las percusiones de Bob Becker, Ross Hartenberger, Gary Kvistad y Thad Wheeler, los teclados de Nurit Tiles, Edmund Niemann y Philip Bush, los violines de Elizabeth Lim y Todd Reynolds, la viola de Scott Rolls y el cello de Jean LeBlanc, además de las flautas, oboe, corno inglés, clarinete y clarinete bajo de Leslie Scott y Al Hunt. Arriba el telón.
Who is Abraham? Abraham for me is my ancestor, my very own personal ancestor. I was brought up to think like that, and I still, I guess, think like that. It's stuck in my mind. My father, when I was a young person, or actually a child, used to count the names of our ancestors, started with Adam, going all the way down to the 12 tribes. And I remember how we used to learn Adam, Sheth, Enosh, Kainan, Mahalaleel, Yared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, and then we go down Noah, Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Peleg, Ru, Serug, Nahor, Terah, Abraham, and then we used to say Abraham, Ishaq, Yaakov, and then we used to say the 12 tribes, our ancestors' names. Just memorize all of them. Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, Zabulon, Dan, Nephthalim, Gad, Asher, Yosef, Binyamin, and then go all the way down and come down to my great-great-great-grandfather, whose name was Shimon, and then comes Sholem, and then Shalem, and Harun, and Mesha, and Yitzchak, and myself. So for me, there is a chain of ancestral relationship to Abraham.
And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all the things, and all the servants. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. And the Lord said to Abram after Lot separated from him, raise now your eyes and look from the place where you were, north and south and east and west. For all the land which you see to you will I give it, and to your seed forever. And I will make your offspring as the dust of the earth, so that if one can count the grains of dust in the earth, so your offspring may be counted. But about the land through its length and breadth, for I give it to you. And Abram moved his tent and came to dwell by the oaks of Mamre, which are in Hebrón. And he built there an altar to the Lord. After these things the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am your shield, your reward shall be very great. And Abram said, O Lord God, what can you give me, seeing I will die childless? And my house will go to Eliezer of Damascus. And Abram said, behold, to me you have given no offspring, and my steward shall be my heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, this man shall not be your heir, but one come out of your own seed, your heir shall be. And he brought him outside and said, look now toward the heavens, and count the stars if you are able to count them. And he said to him, so shall your offspring be. And Sarai, Abram's wife, bore him no children.
Abram's first wife. Abram's first wife. Abram's first wife.
His wife Sarah was barren. Sarah was barren. His wife Sarah was barren.
Again, she's a literary figure. She's a literary figure. Again, she's a literary figure.
A very beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. beautiful woman.
She's beautiful. 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 She's beautiful. Beautiful. She's beautiful.
Very realistic. Realistic. Very realistic.
She is stronger and closer to the source. She is stronger, closer to the source. Stronger. She is stronger and closer to the source. She was very good looking. Good looking. Very good looking. Very good looking. She was very good looking. And she didn't have children. Didn't have children. And she didn't have children. Children. Didn't have children. Didn't have children.
His wife Sarah was barren. Sarah was barren. His wife Sarah was barren.
Someone who had a chance, but had a chance. Someone who had a chance, but she was not able to prevail. She was not. She was not able to prevail.
Very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. And a little aggressive. And a little aggressive.
Agar rose her nose. Rose her nose. Agar rose her nose. So I won't judge Sarah so severely. So I won't judge Sarah so severely. So I won't judge Sarah so severely. It was very daring of her. It was very daring. It was very daring. It was very daring of her to let another young woman let another young woman into the bed of her husband. Into the bed of her husband. Into the bed of her husband.
the first son of our ancestor Abraham, the first son of our ancestor Abraham, a relative, a relative, the first son of our ancestor Abraham.
Abraham's firstborn son. Abraham's firstborn son. Abraham's firstborn son.
He's our relative. Our relative. He's our relative. He's different. He's different. He's our relative. Our relative. He's our relative.
A relative, a relative.
He's our relative. He's our relative. He's different. He's different.
An ambivalent kind of attitude towards Ishmael. Ambivalent. An ambivalent kind of attitude. Towards Ishmael. An ambivalent kind of attitude towards Ishmael, with which I was brought up.
Ancestor of the harems. Ancestor of the harems. Ancestor of the harems. But the children of Ishmael. But the children of Ishmael. But the children of Ishmael, we can see them in the streets. We can see them in the streets. We can see them in the streets.
Fighter. 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 Fighter.
Fighter. Fighter. Fighter. Fighter.
An ambivalent kind of attitude towards Ishmael. Ambivalent. An ambivalent kind of attitude towards Ishmael.
We can see them in the streets. We can see them in the streets. We can see them in the streets.
He's our relative. Our relative. He's our relative. He's our relative.
And the Lord appeared to Abraham by the oaks of Mamre, while he was sitting at the opening of his tent in the heat of the day. And he raised his eyes laughed to herself, saying, now that I have grown old, shall I have my heart's desire with my husband old as well? And the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too difficult for the Lord? And the Lord remembered Sarah, as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah as he had spoken. And Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken. And Abraham called the name of his son, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac.
I don't really know. I don't really know. I don't really know. The most pale figure. The most pale figure. The most pale figure. The most pale figure.
More contemplative. More contemplative. More contemplative.
His name means he will laugh. His name means he will laugh. His name means he will laugh.
The most pale figure. The most pale figure. The most pale figure. The most pale figure.
The second son of Abraham. Second son. The second son of Abraham. Second son. The second son of Abraham.
But the son of the favorite wife. Son of the favorite. But the son of the favorite. But the son of the favorite wife.
Very difficult to be a son of a revolutionary. Very difficult. Very difficult to be a son of a revolutionary. Revolutionary. Very difficult to be a son of a revolutionary. The obedient son. The obedient. The obedient son. The obedient son. To continue. What his father has done. What his father has done. His father. What his father has done. And we need such people. And we need such people. And we need such people.
Continuity. 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 You can't
continuity,
the most pale figure, the most pale figure, the most pale figure, the most pale figure,
continuity, continuity, the continuity,
the most pale figure, the most pale figure,
continuity, continuity, the continuity,
And the child grew and was big, and Abraham made a great feast on the day Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw her son whom Hagar the Egyptian bore to Abraham. And she said to Abraham, "Cast out the slave woman, and the son of the slave woman shall not inherit with my son Isaac." And the thing was very troublesome in the eyes of Abraham because of his son. And God said to Abraham, "Do not be troubled because of the boy and the slave woman. All that Sarah says to you, listen to her voice, for in Isaac shall your seed be called. And also from the son of the slave woman I will make a nation, for whom is your seed." And Abraham rose up early in the morning, took bread and a skin of water, and gave her to Hagar, placing it on her shoulder, and set her and the boy away. And she went and strayed in the wilderness of Beersheba, and for water was gone from the skin, and she left the boy on the top of the shrubs. And she went and sat gazing in a bottom bush at nothing, for she said, "Let me not see the boy die." So she sat gazing him, weeping loudly. And God heard the voice of the boy, and had angel of God come to her down from heaven, and said to her, "What troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Arise, lift up the boy, and hold him tight, for I will make him a great nation." And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled her skin with water, and gave the boy to drink. And God was with the boy, and he grew, and he lived in the desert, and he became a large child.
Sarah wanted him to go. Wanted him to go. Wanted him to go. Sarah wanted him to go. Sarah wanted him to go. The decision comes from Sarah. Comes from Sarah. The decision comes from Sarah.
Abraham, I don't think he really noticed. Abraham, I don't think he really noticed. Abraham, I don't think he really noticed. She had to decide. Had to decide. Had to decide. Had to decide. She had to decide.
She was just protecting her turf. The turf. She was just protecting her turf. The turf. She was just
crucial moment. In the crucial moment. Crucial moment. In the crucial moment.
She sent away her handmaid. She sent away her handmaid. She sent away her handmaid and Ishmael to the desert. And Ishmael to the desert. The desert. And Ishmael to the desert.
He was kicked out, kicked out, kicked out. He was kicked out to constantly fight. We constantly fight. Kicked out, kicked out. Constantly fight. We constantly fight. He was kicked out. Kicked out, kicked out. He was kicked out.
Sarah saw everything. Sarah saw everything. Everything. Sarah saw everything.
The man of the desert. Desert. Man of the desert. The man of the desert. The man of the bow. Man of the bow. Of the bow. Man of the bow. The bow. Of the bow. The man of the bow. Everything is caught by the sword. Everything is caught by the sword. Everything is caught by the sword.
We can see them in the streets. We can see them in the streets. We can see them in the streets.
He's our relative. Relative. Our relative. He's our relative. Relative. He's our relative. Relative.
The Midrash says that Adam and Eve were buried there. Adam and Eve were buried there. Were buried there.
There is great power. There is great power attached to this place. Great power. Great power attached to this place.
وإلا يمي شني حي أبرو ما شرحوي ما تشونو وحسبهم شونو وحهم الشونيم ويقوعا ويموت أبرهم بس وثيو زوجين والسبيا ويوسف العم ويقبر ويثو إسحاق ويشمعيل بنو المعورة ثم اخبلو السذي عفرين بن سهر هايتي أشرع البني ممري هالسودا أشرقون وأبروم ميث بنحيث شوم قبر أبروم وسور اشتو
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أهل الكتاب لم تحاجون في إبراهيم وما أنزلت لم تحاجون في إبراهيم وما أنزلت التوراة والإنجيل إلا من بعده أفلا تعقلون ها أنتم هؤلاء حاججتم فيما لكم به علم فلم تحاجون فيما ليس لكم به علم والله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون ما كان إبراهيم يهوديا ولا نصرانيا ولكن كان حنيفا مسلما وما كان من المشركين إن أولى الناس بإبراهيم للذين اتبعوه وهذا النبي والذين آمنوا والله ولي المؤمنين صدق الله العظيم.
Ibrahim was neither Jew nor Christian, but a Muslim.
Ibrahim was
Neither Jew nor Christian. Christian, but a Muslim. It means the man who surrenders his soul to God.
It means a man who surrenders. It means
The man who surrenders his soul to God. We call him our father Abraham, Ibrahim.
we call him.
We call him our father Abraham, Ibrahim. We call him our father Abraham, Ibrahim.
He is the father of Isaac and Ismail.
The father.
He is the father of Isaac and Ismail. The father of Isaac and Ismail. Ibrahim or Abraham is this bridge between the two cultures.
Ibrahim or Abraham.
Is this bridge between the two cultures.
Ibrahim
or Abraham is this bridge between the two cultures.
He is our common ancestor. See? He is our common ancestor. See? Our common ancestor. See?
The father is a fatherly figure.
The
Father is a fatherly figure who actually left something behind him.
left something.
Left something behind him.
Left something.
Left something behind him that really never been resolved.
Never been resolved.
That really never been resolved.
For me, Abraham is the father of the prophets. Simply like that.
Abraham is the father of the prophets.
Simply like that.
Father of the prophets.
For me, Abraham is the father of the prophets. Simply like that. I mention his name 16 times a day when I pray.
I mention his name
16 times a day when I pray.
Ibrahim is our father. Ibrahim is our father. Peace upon him. Peace. Peace upon him.
Peace.
Peace. Peace upon him.
Peace.
Peace upon him. Peace. Peace upon him.
Hajar is the second wife of Abraham. She's, as I was taught, Egyptian. She was pretty.
Hajar is the second wife.
She's, as I was taught, Egyptian. She was pretty.
She is the mother of Ishmael, who was considered the father of the Arabs, Ishaq being the father of the Jews.
She is the mother of Ishmael.
Was considered the father of the Arabs, Ishaq being the father of the Jews.
In the Islamic culture, the second wife is called Durra.
The second wife
is called Durra. Durra means something harmful. Harmful to who? To the first wife.
Hajar is the second.
Sarah and Hajar were not on good terms.
Hagar has no alternative. No alternative but to accept the decision of Sarah and Abraham to send her far. To send her far from Palestine. Hagar has no alternative.
She's been used. She's been used. She was ready to sacrifice and give. She was ready to sacrifice and give.
I believe that was for a special purpose from God.
I believe that was
for a special purpose from God.
She did not resist in anything. She did not resist in anything. She accepted everything. She accepted everything.
She lived in a tent as a refugee, I think.
she lived in a tent
as a refugee, I think. In a tent. In a tent.
There is a little discrepancy between the Old Testament account of that and the Quranic account. Discrepancy.
In the Torah, it's Isaac. In the Torah, it's Isaac. In the Quran, it is Ismail. In the Quran, it is Ismail.
Ismail is the firstborn of Ibrahim. Firstborn of Ibrahim. His father told him, I had a dream. I had a dream.
I saw in my dream. I saw in my dream that I am sacrificing you. Sacrificing you.
Son said, do as you are commanded. Son said, do as you are commanded.
The moment he put the knife on his neck,
he put
the knife on his neck.
The Archangel Gabriel saved the son.
He was ready to sacrifice his life for his father.
He was
life for his father.
An obedient son. An obedient son.
It was not the revolutionary time. He accepted things.
Not a revolutionary time.
He accepted things.
Israel, he is the father of Arabs. Prophet. Israel, he is the father of Arabs. Prophet.
He's our father, the father of Muhammad. The father of Muhammad.
Ishaq is the second born of Ibrahim. Ishaq is the second born of Ibrahim.
Ishaq is one of the Jewish prophets. Ishaq is one of the Jewish prophets.
Isaac was the ancestor of the kings of Israel, the prophets, and Jesus Christ as well. And Jesus Christ as well.
A challenger, and also spoiled and snobbish and arrogant.
A challenger.
And snobbish and arrogant. Ishmael is the oldest, and he's the inheritant, and we are the descendant, and that's that. And he's the inheritant, and we are the descendant, and that's that.
Half brothers from different mothers. Half brothers.
They are all the time connected one by the other. One by the other.
The Arabic name of Hebrón is Al-Khalil. Al-Khalil. We call Ibrahim. Khalilullah.
It was called on his name.
It was called.
It was called on his name, Al-Khalil, which means friend of God.
They say that Abraham is a Jew. He was a Muslim. This place is holy for me.
This place is holy.
This place is holy for me. You can't make war against my feeling. It's impossible to get in my heart.
It's impossible.
can't make war against my feeling. It's impossible to get in my heart.
It's very mysterious place.
I thought of all the history. I felt myself a very little piece.
I am living now, and he lived 4,000 years ago, and he was a prophet.
4,000 years ago.
The angels, the invisible angels, were sent to him, and I'm standing next to his grave.
Standing next to his grave.
Who knows 4,000 years ago was buried?
Who knows 4,000 years ago?
Was a man called Abraham? For me, it's in faith. For me, it's in faith, yeah, inside.
I hope that inshallah I'll get to paradise. Who knows? Who knows?
You want him, he is near you. You want him, he is near you. This is Khalil. This is Khalil. But especially at the night, yeah? At the night, yeah?
Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln High School, high on the hilltop, mid-sand and sea. Lincoln High School. High on the hilltop, mid-sand and sea. That's about as far as I trace Abram.
If I thought of Abraham, I would think of the Abraham and Isaac story, and I'd think of Renaissance and Mannerist art. Mannerist art. Mannerist art.
I have no idea. I have no idea, no idea. I have no idea, no idea. I have no idea who Abraham is or what he represents.
Our mythology. The Bible is our mythology. The Bible.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant.
The Bible
Introduced. Introduced and forgotten.
Our mythology.
In the drawer. 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 In the drawer in the hotel.
And when you read, 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 and when you read the Bible, it's God speaking to you, speaking to you. And you speak back to God in prayer.
When people say, 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 when people say it has nothing to say to us, I think they've never read it.
Old Testament never read it. Never read it. Never read it. Old Testament never read it.
The Old Testament is history.
The Hebrew word has nothing old about it. Nothing old about it. Torah, teaching.
Jesus is traced back to Abraham. Traced back to Abraham.
Father, faith, faith. Father, faith, faith. Father, faith, Father, faith.
Father of faith.
Father of faith.
Father of faith.
I think of Abraham like this. It's 2100 BC, or thereabouts. He's living in the third dynasty of Ur. It's a polytheistic society. The chief god is Nana, who's the moon god. Abraham grows up, he's a city kid. His father makes idols, he crafts idols.
God says, go. I'll show you where later. Abraham ups and leaves.
Just leave mother, father, and everybody else and go.
Abraham ups and leaves.
She packs up her pots and pans when she doesn't know where they're going. It was God who gave her the name Sarah. He goes into Egypt and passes Sarah off as his sister. Passes Sarah off as his sister. Abraham does this so that he will be safe. So that he will be safe.
What was his choice?
What was his choice?
They say divine intervention.
Choice.
What was his choice?
Says, you know, they'll look at you. They see you're beautiful. They'll kill me and take you.
Sarah Sarai, she's the princess, she's the queen. She is also the remembrance of the old matrilineal cultures.
Well, Sarah is actually the woman who lived.
She seems somebody to be contended with.
She is straw. She is straw. She is straw. She laughs. She is she's real.
Who me, I'm too old.
Sarah says to Abraham, you got to get rid of this other woman. And he doesn't say anything back.
God says to Abraham, listen to what Sarah says. Listen to what Sarah says.
Next wife, I think, was Egyptian. Was Egyptian. I didn't really know very much about her.
I didn't really know.
Didn't really know very much about her.
Hagar is a woman in a difficult position. Hagar is a woman in a difficult position.
Well, she is on the other side. She goes off in a different direction.
I understood Hagar because of my own mother. She was a German immigrant who was never accepted in the Irish clan. Hagar is a woman in a difficult position.
The servant, and of course, a servant takes orders.
Whatever you tell them to do, they do it. Whatever you tell them to do, they do it.
Sarah wanted a child.
His wife was too old. She passed age.
His wife was too
Sarah told her husband to go into this young woman.
She bears a son. Got kind of snotty and uppity when she was pregnant by the master. Whereas the mistress couldn't manage it.
Abraham says, look, she's just a babe. Do with her what you want.
She gets kicked out. She gets kicked out.
You can see Lillian Gish playing the part of Hagar, some terribly vulnerable woman.
When I think of Hagar as a black female, I really think of myself.
The story itself has been covered over with the so-called story of their jealousy.
She gets kicked out.
She's the first female that God speaks to.
First single mother.
for a single mother.
She doesn't plead and doesn't beg, she goes.
She doesn't plead.
Doesn't beg, she goes.
The firstborn, son of Hagar. Son of Hagar.
He caused a lot of trouble. He caused a lot of trouble.
The Lord says he's going to be a wild man.
Driven away with his mother. Driven away with his mother.
He's sort of the James Dean of the Old Testament. Of the Old Testament.
From Moby Dick. From Moby Dick. From Moby Dick. Call me Ishmael.
As big as the Bible for other people. As big as the Bible for other people.
Call me Ishmael. An outsider, a stranger. A stranger.
The loner and the person we all identify with.
Loner. He's the first cowboy. Guy who walks off into the sunset. Walks off into the sunset. All by himself.
The outsider is a good guy. American mythic thinking values the man alone.
From Moby Dick. That would be my first, second, and third response.
First response.
Then I'd have to really think and go, oh yeah, and that's from the Bible.
Driven away with his mother. Driven away with his mother.
Ishmael is not at all the outcast. In any larger vision of world history.
The father of the Arabs, the Arab people.
Can we live with this now? Can we live with this now?
From Moby Dick. From Moby Dick. Kind of every man who wanders through the world.
Loner. Guy who walks off into the sunset. All by himself. And looking for something.
Sort of testing a metal for strength.
Testing a metal.
really know if you've got it in you or not.
Something is about to happen.
I wonder why he wouldn't fight his father. Wouldn't fight his father.
Says, look, Father, I'm a young man. When I see that knife, I don't know what I'll do. Why don't you bind me?
Sacrificed. That's the whole point of the story.
There were people around that did that. People around that did that.
God's promise.
He's almost a connector for me.
Very difficult for modern people to conceive of.
Vi bought a cave. We bought a cave to bury Sarah. It has no particular meaning to me.
I have no idea. I knew growing up all along that I was Indian. I knew I was Hopi, but I have no idea.
I never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Nothing. It never rang a bell.
Never rang a bell.
eventually was buried in it himself.
Isaac and Ishmael come together to bury Abraham.
We're talking about our common ancestor. So the stakes are fairly high in a place like that.
Why some particular cave would have been chosen is hard to say, but somebody must have been buried there before.
And he said, my lords, if it please you, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, bathe your feet and make light under the tree. And Abraham hastened into the tent to Sarah and said, quick, 3 measures of fine flour, knead and make cakes. And Abraham ran to the herd, took a calf tender and choice.
3 strangers come, and Abraham, without asking questions, offers them hospitality.
Other mythologies take place in sort of a never land or off on Mount Olympus.
There really was an Ur of the Chaldees. Every city was right. There really were herdsmen like Abraham.
And from Adam
entertaining angels unawares.
I expected a cave. All I remember is a narrow, thin grate in the ground. And I was pointed by the guide. There, underneath, is Abraham. There's Sarah. There's Adam and Eve, so the tradition goes.
Entertaining angels unawares. Even in some very clumsy or momentary way.